So I adjusted the shift points from last time. If you didn't see that, you have to go check out the last video to see it. We're on the 93 tune on the stock car. Roads are still a little wet, but they were in the last recording also. So far what I have been able to notice on the ride up is that under partial throttle, it's shifting at a much later RPM for some reason. It's almost over rev, but it may just feel like over rev now that I got used to the previous tune. So I turned the pressure up, the shift pressure. I also set it to where it should be shifting at wide open throttle at a later mile per hour, later RPM now. I got to punch it once on the way up, and it didn't seem like it really revved much higher, and it seemed like it did more of the slipping feeling in between gear shifts, but we're gonna find out for sure here in a second. I'm gonna be able to open it up a few times. Yeah, I like that better. Like decent throttle input. I don't know, 30 some percent, maybe 40 max, probably 30. I like the way it's shifted there. It's not, I don't know, I just like it. It's smooth but authoritative, and it also doesn't seem like it's short shifting or over revving. But when I accelerate slowly, like I was saying, it feels like it's over revving, like it's revving too high. Like I can literally feel it just like it's not really trying to go, and then it hits the next gear, and then it goes stronger, and then it's not really trying to go, and then it hits the next gear, and then it's stronger. But that's kind of what it did with the factory tune, with the car completely stock and untuned. So that's why I was saying maybe I got used to the previous setting I had on the tune, where I didn't adjust the transmission settings, and they were just set however they had it set on the tune, the SCT tune. And I commented in the last video how it felt like it was short shifting, but it definitely wasn't falling out of any power. So now that I've messed with it, it's shifting later, even at part throttle. So it feels like over revving, but that might just be in contrast to where I had previously had it. But on a more aggressive acceleration, like right there, I like the way it feels a lot. Like I'm perfectly happy with that. But I think the full throttle shifts are still a little weird, so we're gonna try that out here some in a second. Should drop to second, so then we'll get the 2-3 shift here. So that revved out a little further than last time, and there was, well, I best describe it as a jerk when it shifted into the next gear. I wasn't doing that last time. Before I messed with the transmission settings, it was a nice push when it would grab the next gear, like a torquey push. That was like a jerk. Alright, so here we'll do part throttle, but it's going to be a more aggressive acceleration. Ugh. Yeah, that was a big ol' stopped gaining RPMs even though I was still holding the throttle, and then jerky torquey shift into the next gear after some slippy slip. So it seems like half throttle or under, I'm really liking the way it shifts. Doesn't slip, doesn't jerk, anything like that. It feels great, really. Lighter acceleration. It's revving higher than I would want it to, so it feels like it's over revving. But again, that's what it did stock. And then at full throttle, well, we're going to do a few more full throttle pulls here, so I can come up with a conclusion for that. Okay, that one felt better. It was less jerking and more of a shove when it went in the next gear. I was okay with that shift. I liked it. Maybe they're just not going to be consistent every time. And it didn't seem to do a whole lot of the slipping. Try a few more. Also want to get the 1-2 shift a couple times. Alright, 1-2. Again, the road's a little slippery and I got traction control on for that, just for the takeoff. Yeah, I don't know. It seems quicker, a little bit shifts than before. No slam that time either, just a nice, I mean, I'm getting like hesitation between gear shifts, which it did stock, but it's not, you can still feel it pulling when it's trying to shift, and then nice little shove when it goes into that gear. Seems a little quicker. Try it again here. Probably gonna stick with this. I mean, pressure's all the way up, and I'm okay with where it's shifting. I mean, it's not going to 7, but I don't want it to right now. I'm surprised though. Like again, you have to watch the other video to see what I did. But the way I turned it up, I would have thought it would be shifting later than that. But it's only barely shifting later than what it was. Try another pull here. We'll try to drop down and see if that changes anything. Consistent. I definitely got it shifting from second to third at a little bit later RPM than I do in first, so I think I still want to tweak first a little bit to where it shifts into second a little bit later. But yeah, I like this setting more. It's not going to shift any quicker on this tune because I got everything up, so that's as fast as it's going to shift, and it's not really slamming or anything. It's more authoritative than stock, and it seems like a little bit less of the slippy than before. So here, we'll do one last run. Stayed in third that time. Woo. I gotta check the video. I'm not sure if we hit 125 or a little over like last time in the same spot, and I couldn't exactly see the RPM. See if I can do a light one for you. See if you can see the overread thing I was talking about. fine, really. It's just like I could feel it like not really having a whole lot of power, and then it shifts, and then I get a little more, and then let's try just a little harder than that. But again, like I said, that's pretty much what it is stock, so I think I'm only noticing that because of the last way I had it set. Slippy thing I'm talking about. It's hard to tell because you're not driving it, but like right before I went to do the 2-3 shift, it actually revved higher from where it was, and then it dropped back down. So I don't really care for that, but I think that's part of the tune, so that when you're going in the next gear, you're going in the gear with power instead of it like dropping off. It gives you that little torquey push when it hits the next gear. I would just turn on a road here and do like a normal acceleration. Felt fine. Anything over there that you get that torquey shove slippy crap into the next gear. So I guess that'll be it. I've already done a ton of pulls at all different throttle and speeds and all that crap, so I'll probably just bore you guys if I keep doing more pulls. So I guess that's probably where I'm going to leave the settings. The shift pressure's all the way up. It's still not like slam shifting, which I don't want it to, but at full throttle at least I like the way it's shifting more. Because it seems to be slipping less at full throttle than it was previously, and it is shifting a little quicker at full throttle than previously. So obviously part of the tune is it's gonna mess with the way it shifts, and it's because it's trying to optimize your acceleration and make sure you got more power than before when you go into the next gear and all that. So that's what it's doing, and it's gonna feel weird, but I like the way it feels this way better. It's not like super aggressive or anything like that, but it is more aggressive than what I just had it on. And so I did prefer how it felt a little like the power band hasn't changed at all, obviously, because I haven't changed that. I've just messed with the shifting parameters. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm not turning. But it felt torqueier with me having it the way it was previously, because like I said in that video, it felt like it was short shifting but with plenty of power, because I was commenting how, you know, it's shifting where it's keeping it in the strong power band for whatever throttle input you're at, and so it felt stronger off the line that way, even though it's didn't change the power any. But yeah, I don't know. I might tweak it a little more, but that's what it is. Like I said, I got the MPT tuned, so really that's what we're tuning the car with. I just wanted to mess around with the stuff that comes on the SCT, you know, the files that it comes with, just to see what it was like. Never intended on keeping them or anything, so. But now you know what it does on the 93 tune, and now we know what it does on the far end of the spectrum, adjusting the shift points. So if you made it clear then all that, I thank you greatly, as I know that's a lot to sit through. But you know, some people are going to want to know all that are thinking about buying that and doing this, because there's not really this much in-depth detail about it, you know. So anyways, so next, shit, I don't know, we'll be starting the MPT tunes and cold air intake and all that good stuff that I got. Gears, drive shaft, working on the exhaust, so look forward to that. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications if you want to know when I post. Catch you on the next one. Just a quick update, I'm on the second day now after I messed with those tranny settings, and It seems like every shift is firm now. I think it just took time for the transmission to, I guess, learn it. I don't know, but they're all nice and firm now. That partial throttle. Little shove firm. Little firm shove. I don't know if it's just because, let me roll these windows up here. I don't know if it's just because I'm, just driving it more in tune with the car now instead of like paying attention to the tach like I was while I was recording. But even, do you remember yesterday I was like, oh yeah, I like that. That feels good, but it's, yeah, it definitely gives a little firm bump shove. Like it's not slamming into gear or anything. But it's definitely a quick and firm shift. So I don't know if it has changed slightly since yesterday. Maybe there's a little bit of learning process. Like when you reset the battery on a stock car, it has to relearn to your driving habits and techniques. So maybe the same thing's going on here, or maybe I'm just crazy. Yeah, it's a nice firm shift with every shift. It's definitely, like I said, unless I'm just crazy, it feels better and firmer and quicker than it did yesterday. So don't know if the video will do it justice, but I just wanted to note that. So maybe there's something to it having to learn your driving style or something, like a factory tuned ECU. So I don't know, just wanted to put that in there. You might want to drive on it for 2 or 3 days before you mess with anything, because it might be a little different the next day if it's doing a learning process like that.